on, everybody? It's your boy Javon, back at it again with another video. If you like these types of videos, please drop a like, please drop a comment, please drop a sub. Helps me out a lot. Today's video is going to be about WoW. I figured I haven't made a guide about my level 11 in quite some time, so I figured I'd jump back on and kind of talk about him and what I've been doing on him. So for those of you who don't know, they changed the scaling in time walking a couple months ago, and a lot of players have been choosing to play level 11. They get crazy gear because they do a lot more damage in the dungeons than a traditional character does. So that's what I did. I made a level 11 Fury Warrior. I went through all the old BC dungeons and I farmed a bunch of old socketed gear. I have 31 sockets on this tune. He's level 11. Which is kind of crazy, but it's a lot of fun. If you guys haven't tried this, I highly recommend it. Today's guide is going to be how to use a Fury Warrior using a Xbox controller. I summoned my Brunosaur. So for those of you who don't know, I play Plunderstorm with an Xbox controller. It had me thinking the other day, like, hey, you know, there's so much more moves in Plunderstorm than a level 11 Fury Warrior. I bet I could probably set up my controller with the Fury Warrior and try it out. Because Fury Warriors, the lower levels in World of Warcraft, generally only have a handful of moves, and you get more moves as you progress through the level caps, right? So at lower levels, they don't really have too many moves, so therefore you can just macro it all to a controller. And a lot of people use a add-on called, I think it's called Controller Port or something like that. It's mainly used for like people who play on Steam Decks or like people who are trying to play on a controller. This is simple plug, play, let's go guide. This is a wired PC Xbox controller that works on my Xbox or my PC. I got it from GameStop for maybe about like 30 bucks or so. So super cheap. But yeah. And I'll go over my gear real quick too, I guess, if you haven't seen my last video. So Blizzard recently just announced that they're going to start really looking at level 11s and time walking gear. They said they might try to scale it down or scale the item level on the time walking gear down so that way that these lower levels aren't doing as much damage. But what's funny about that is if you look at my gear on this character, I only use one piece, maybe two pieces of time walking gear. I think just my bracers and this one trinket, which this trinket is very busted. But if you go down the list, they're all just BC gear that I've taken a 2 strength, 2 haste gem and put in maybe a 3 strength gem and a couple Shadowlands gems in the shoulders. But for the most part, like my item level doesn't really matter. It's more so just having the gems. And I've went ahead and set up my controller, so you can go to options, key bindings. I'm not going to go through all my key bindings I set up. These are pretty much the most important 4 here. These are your first 4 moves that you're going to be spamming. With the Fury Warrior twink like this, they really just use whirlwinds, so that's all I'm going to be spamming is whirlwinds and maybe a bloodlust here and there. And then I also keybound my movement keys. I forget where I put them, but it's the ones up here. So pretty much how this works is like you're going to be holding LT down, the left trigger. Every time I hold it down and hit A, he's going to whirlwind. If I hit B, he's going to use my trinket. If I hit Y, he's going to bloodlust. Is that what it's called? Bloodthirst. And then if I hit A, he whirlwinds. And then if I hold LB and LT down plus A, I slam. And then if I hold LB, LT and up, I taunt. If I LB, LT and down, I charge. LB, LT left, I use my racial move, which is another charge. My LB, LT right is another speed boost, and then I have a speed pot on top of that too. I also have a lot of potions that I use for this, but I wanted to get this on stream before the reset. So we're going to queue in for a time walking. Now the pots that I use, I don't think I went over this in my other guide. I use Elixir of Minor Crit, which gives you a little crit for a 2. You get a Fortitude one that you get a pop. You get to put the Shadow Oil on both weapons. Now the Shadow Oil doesn't really do too much damage, but it does give you a chance to do a little bit more damage, so we might as well put that on. We're going to throw up a Battle Shout. We're also going to eat some yak cheese curds from our yak boy. And those are pretty much all the dots. Now, I do have a couple other potions. As you can see, I have a health potion, I have a shadow prop potion. Now this was really just for spamming like classic time walking dungeons. And then as my friend who also plays a lot of classic WoW call it, the free action potion, a fat potion is what he referred it to. This makes you not get immune to stuns. So that's really your only kryptonite playing this warrior build is getting stunned or polymorph because then you lose all your threat and everybody dies. But with this, you can really pull the whole dungeon, and it's way nicer to just run around on a controller. Like it's so smooth, it's so fun. And what I've been really having a lot of fun with, which is kind of crazy, is dragon riding, which I know I'm a little late to the game, but I fucking hated dragon riding when they first came out with it. But it's so much fun in with the controller because once you get in the air, you can just like whip around. So we'll just wait for this queue to pop. You do have to use your mouse to like loot, so that is the one downside. I'm sure like there are extra back buttons here that I don't have anything equipped to, so I could probably set the loot to that, and then you don't have to worry about like clicking to target your target, because when you simply just LTA to whirlwind, it's gonna lock onto a target for you, so you don't have to even target like click targets or anything. It's actually pretty fun, and it made like I don't know. Since I made this character, I've been really trying to find and expand ways to make this character a lot more fun, because when I first started doing this, I knew it was going to be a lot of fun, but I didn't know to the extent of how much fun it was going to be. I leveled the full class, every class to 80, got them all geared like 610, and then I was just bored. And then I started doing this, and it honestly is so much fun. I started with just getting the gear and then testing out different runs, because it's very much like Panda Remix or Classic. Like the little stats really do make a difference if you have a little bit more crit than haste, or a little bit more haste than crit, or a little bit more versatility. But it's really crazy to see how quick this is, and you guys will see it too. I'm gonna finish this dungeon within 5 minutes. Like I can just pull the whole thing. We're using the controller too, so hold it up. Oh, this is a good one too. This one I can do within like 5 minutes. And what I like about using controller on this is you don't like die to that win part here. The key balance done. It takes a little bit to like kind of get that muscle memory with your fingers. But once you're good to go, dude, like you're good. So you LT and A. And we're just gonna spam A going down. It's so nice not playing on a keyboard, dude. And like it's nice too because it's so easy. It's like a plug and play. I know this feature has been in WoW for a little bit, but I never really kind of messed with it. I always just have like used my keyboard because I've always had a keyboard. But like this is just so like I could play WoW from bed, dude. I could just be chilling, dude. Like put my feet up, dude. Just post up. First boss, let's go. So I'm gonna hit him with the Y, hit him with the B, hit him with the A, hit him with the A. And you hold LT and A and you just spam A. I feel like it's crazy. Look how quick he just died. Like my guy is just so geared. I'll show you. So you hit LT and this, and it should give you a sprint. That'll give you a sprint. You just spam whirlwind. Fuck it, we'll pull the boss. Why not? We're playing on a controller. Is this even WoW? Bro, I remember being a kid too, and always thinking like, man, it'd be so crazy to play WoW on a controller. And like, obviously, this isn't realistic in the sense that like, you could do this on a level 80. Like, I feel like WoW's too intricate with the moves. I mean, maybe people do play on like Steam decks and stuff, but I feel like once you hit a higher point in WoW, it's like a little bit more challenging because there's a lot more moves. But like you can really map a lot to a controller. I really didn't realize like how many moves you can. It's almost like it's taking WoW and turning it into Tekken with all the button mashing and like remembering the combos for what does what. But the advantage of this, like I was saying, is like the whirlwinds of the Fury Warriors. Just target the target for you. Like you're just doing whirlwind for the most part. If you're gonna do single damage DPS, you just spam. You just spam slam. But like, look how quick you died. Look at my damage. Alright, and this is what I'm talking about, the win part. So this has always tripped me up. Just because I'm a noob. But with the controller, it makes it so much easier. I'm going to pop a potion here too, ready? Just run across. And like, as you can see, like, we're already on the last boss. It's been, what, like 2 minutes? It makes running these dungeons way more efficient. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like the input is just so much quicker on the controller, even though he's spamming on the... Look at this. He just died so fast. And just like that, we're done with the dungeon. Dude. But I also think the funniest part with using a controller is how quick you can spin your mount around. I just do it for fun, but this is the last thing that's shown in this video. You can like spin your mount like incredibly fast, or you can go the other way. I always see people doing that. I've always wondered how they did it. It's probably because they're playing a controller. Anyways, if you guys like the guide, please drop a like, please drop a sub. It's your boy Javon signing off.